How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Cascade FM Cafe podcast. I'm your host, Marco. We're here with Andrew from Cascade.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
And we're also here with Alex from Cascade. How's it going?
Hi.
We have our artist here, Kaitlyn Gold from LA. She's an alternative rocker. How's it going, Kaitlyn?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Cool. So we have you here on the podcast today to talk about, a bit about your music, anything upcoming. If you could maybe briefly describe your music to the listeners.
I would say, it's funny, I always, we've just added the alternative onto my rock. I always just said that I was just, straight laced straight up rock and roller, but I guess it's a little bit of there's an alternative vibe to it, for sure. Maybe 90s vibes, but I just, I write not love songs.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Not love songs.
Yay.
Sweet.
I love that.
I don't have that one in me yet.
Anyway, so it's good to hear a different sort of lyrical content today.
Thank you.
So what's your story like being an independent female rocker, a woman rocker? Today's the start of, International Women's History Month, now that it's March. So I'd love to talk a bit about your story, in a kind of male-dominated industry. What has your experience been?
I mean, it's definitely, I think that a lot of people in other industries that maybe don't experience it as much don't realize that this, sort of this archaic vibe is still so present today. And it's especially in our industry. It's even the women kind of hate on other women that are in it, they think we have no business doing this too. And it's just weird, especially when you start to do it and you feel a little success and you start to get somewhere, people start to get really pissed off about it. And it's really disheartening, you really have to kind of step up your game a whole lot more, I feel like, than others might have to. But, it's a challenge but we're meeting it, there's so many incredible women in history and today that are just killing it, I think it's something that we're going to be breaking through very soon. I feel like it's coming. Our day is coming where it's not just some another chick band. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you find that you have to work harder in the industry to get your foot in the door as a female musician, or do you not really see that so much?
Maybe not necessarily harder, but definitely different. And I would say it is a little more difficult to gain the respect as an artist.
Yeah.
That you do have to push a little. Yeah, you have to be so careful about every little thing. You have to push a little further, and it's just different. We have different hoops to jump through that could be considered more difficult. For sure. There's a lot more you have to keep in mind as a female athlete.
Absolutely. I understand from the opposite end of the spectrum, being a female on the business side, it's still a little bit more of a struggle, I find. So I get that. I do.
Yeah. People expect you to be some little pretty flowery little female artist to take a picture and just you get this little more rough on the edges, which is really what female artists are. It's just, we're hardcore. It's way back, but it's definitely difficult what you have to play. You do have to kind of play the game a little bit still.
Yeah, and it's frustrating even as a male in the industry. Just seeing now in this era, there really is no difference. Women are thriving more than ever and getting up there as well more than ever. And there really shouldn't be any bias when it comes to sex or gender, when it comes to growing in the industry and being looked at a particular way as well. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Have you seen any progress from the moment you started your career till now, or any change, whether for the better or the worse?
Yeah, because you started in Atlanta before moving to LA, right?
I did, yeah. I wasn't quite as I was married when I was in Atlanta. I wasn't quite as active with my music career in the dance company, but my husband was. He was a musician as well. So I still saw, I still got peaks inside. But it's definitely gotten, even since I've just been in LA, it's improved. I had the typical, early in my career, I had the typical, I'll sign you if you do this with me, you know, and I was just blown away that was something that was like actually happening and it wasn't like just like something in a movie. But you really don't, I mean, other than that one time, like I since then I haven't really ever like heard anything like that, like, you know, extreme. And I do have a lot of like, you know, incredibly supportive people that are men in the industry. You know, Jesse Hughes is one of my dear friends, and he was one of the reasons that I am where I am today, because he kept his foot up my butt so hard that I kept doing it, I kept going, you know. And there are so many wonderful men in the industry too. It's just like, you know, in 1848, the Cynical Falls Convention, the first women's rights convention, there were just as many men there as there were women. So it's you know, you dudes back us, you know.
Yeah.
That's great, though. I mean, regardless, you know, it's just something that we unfortunately will continue to cope with, and hopefully we'll see much more growth and improvement on that end, you know.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a lot of people that you collaborate with, musicians that kind of inspire you to write, or?
You know, there are a lot of people. You know, Bodie Dowell was a huge influence on me growing up. I think that I can't really say that anyone influenced necessarily the way that I write, but her music kind of helped me in finding my voice, you know, in rock and roll, because I used to, you know, I was a soprano, and I was, you know, I sang opera when I was a kid, and then I got sick once, and my voice just kind of like dropped a lot to where I'm now as tenor, alto, soprano, you know, but I sing a lot lower than I did, and it kind of was disheartening for me, and but it just kind of helped me to find that, you know, my little zone in there, and how I could write and still sound like still feel like a female, still sound like feminine, and but still, like, you know, like rock my like sort of raspier, lower, you know, deeper voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's hard. It can be difficult to find your footing when you feel like you're singing alongside people with a completely different vocal range than yourself. But it's cool that you've listened to the Distillers. Obviously, she's got a great voice. Courtney Love in Hole, too, has a super deep voice, and she's iconic for, you know, many reasons.
Yeah, well, you know, it gives you that like character, that little stand out, you know, because, you know, people are so used to hearing, you know, women with you know, higher pitches, that when they hear something, when they see like a little 5 foot tall blonde girl who's like growling like that, they just kind of, there's a shock factor to it, and, you know, we all have a shock factor.
Well, it gives you maybe this unique approach that, you know, people don't expect it, so then they're excited to see.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. You know, whenever I sound check at a new place, you know, I always tell the, you know, ask the sound guy to, you know, just turn up my low end, because I know I look like a tiny little, like, high-pitched girl, but I'm going to growl, and they're always so surprised every time. They're like, holy crap, you weren't lying.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. That makes you different. That's, like, what's
important. Yeah, it works. It helps set me apart for sure. Cool. They don't really forget that one. The tiny little growling girl.
So later in the month, you're going to be releasing a few more tracks. You have just released one that we have on Cascade FM called Disappear Here. Could you get into that a little bit? You know, kind of inspirations and the story behind that track?
Yeah, so it's about how the way you just kind of lose yourself in a relationship where there's, you know, any kind of like domestic abuse involved, whether it be emotional or physical, or, you know, it's all just as impactful on the way that it just kind of makes you lose yourself. You know, you walk on eggshells, and just you live in fear of not being the person that they expect you to be, and they really do, like, you know, you start to believe that you're just like this little, like, horrible little person, and you just try so hard to be better, you know, and you just forget everything about who you are. You know, I forgot that I was a musician even, you know, for so long, and you do, and then you find it's confusing, because there's nothing about the relationship that is a relationship. You know, the first lines, why do we hold so tightly? It's like you're just holding on to something that just isn't there anymore. It's heartbreaking, you know, and it's hard to leave, because you get so trapped in it, you know, and that's you know, something that's done on purpose. You know, you are crippled, and you are almost held captive.
Right. One of your other tracks, also on Cascade FM, is called Buried Alive. That also kind of touches on kind of a similar issue of, you know, obviously, you know, comparing it to being buried alive, kind of being held back by, you know, someone in your life. If you want to touch on that a little bit as well.
Yeah, that one's that one's more of the on the angry and then the sad and like the tear here. But yeah, it's I mean that one I really kind of try not to be too descriptive, but it touches on just like the brutality of those sorts of relationships and but it's if you're gonna bury me, then you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna bury me alive because he's not gonna take you down. And it's sort of like it's one of my endemic songs. I feel like it really like helped me get through leaving one of those relationships, and it's how it's gnarly the way that someone you love can really just destroy you, but you're still there at the end of it. You find a way that you manage to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and get bigger and better and stronger and growlier.
And that's such an inspiration, I think, to women that are kind of they feel trapped in situations and relationships like that. So I think it's really important for you to share your story, and I hope it inspires many other people to share their stories as well.
It's been really powerful. It's unfortunate that women don't feel like they can speak about these things, and men too. Men deal with it as well. It's something that was very just hush. I was working somewhere a few years ago that I had dealt with that, and I had a little broken nose, and and I was told like not to speak about it, and if I needed to take off work, then that'd be fine. But like if anyone asked, I wasn't allowed to say what happened. And it was just so like. We shouldn't have to be ashamed of something that's happened to us that we're dealing with and that we're trying to overcome and rise above, And I want to make it more of a conversation that you can have on the dinner table with your children, even, so that they can grow up and know what it is and not end up in it and be confused. And it's just, I think it's an important topic, and it's been powerful for me too to be able to meet all these other women and men alike that have gone through these things and have heard so much of their story, even in what I thought was vague, and it's been pretty powerful.
Have you gotten any outreach from people that connect with your music or that have sort of just reached out to you and told you their experience?
I had there a few people that I've gone and like sat down with and just kind of like shared stories and just because that's really what when you share stories with people who haven't really experienced it a lot, you get so many mixed people don't know how to handle it, and that's understandable, or how to relate to it. And a lot of times they end up saying like just the wrong thing, like you're typical like why didn't you just leave, or things like that. That really are just more, But so yeah, it's been really incredible to have people just opening up and sharing their stories with me, and things that are so vulnerable, and just to see like where they are and how they just are just we're strong. Women are strong, like just soldiers, just warriors, and it's powerful to see, how far you can go.
Definitely. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing all that.
Oh no, thank you.
So, besides the tracks you will be releasing, this month, you also have a plan for a tour in April, right?
That's correct. Yeah, it's going to be our first tour this year. Jump up the season. I believe we're going to be on the East Coast, April 1st through 16th, but so I'll be releasing the dates for that very, very soon. I should have them by the beginning of next week, but yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. Do you have any plans? You said East Coast. Any New York dates?
I'm hoping to go to over in London this summer. I've just kind of gotten like a huge following over there all of a sudden out of nowhere. And then, I'll be doing some West Coast as well, because it's the new home over here. So I'm trying to just get booked and fit in as much as possible as things are starting to expand for me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, just let us know if you're anywhere near York. We'd love to catch you.
Yeah.
And even if you're visiting or something, we'd love to have you on Cascade. So we'd love to set up something for sure.
Yeah, the other band that I'm touring with is from, they're from Detroit. So what I believe that we're going to be doing is mostly like this. We each picked 10 cities, and we're going to pick, between those. So I can't imagine that New York would not be on the list. So I will definitely be in touch with you guys about that.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
It has to be on the list. We'd love to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, if it isn't, then I'll make some phone calls.
Yes.
So yeah, Cascade FM is a big supporter of independent artists. We're trying to push that kind of a movement. How exactly did you first get involved with Cascade?
I'm sorry, say that one more time, that last part.
Sure. So Cascade is, a big promoter, of independent artists and music and stuff. Just wanted to ask, how did you first get involved with Cascade?
I want to say, I believe I was contacted through Twitter about Cascade. I don't know if it was maybe like Reverb Nation and then through Twitter, or I don't know. There's so many of them going on, but yeah, I was definitely contacted through Twitter, and I was just, I was excited. The idea of Buried Alive being in an elevator or in a lobby at Rolling Stone or something. You know what I mean? This is a very cool thing, and it is so I think it's so dope how many platforms there are for independent artists these days. That we have things like you that reach out and even specifically looks for sort of the underdog, these incredible musicians out there that people just don't know about them. It's because of people like you. It gives us somewhere to stand, and people can find us. They can hear that badass sound they've been looking for.
Awesome. Well, we only exist because of people like you. We need more independent artists out there. So we appreciate your kind words.
Oh no, it's a great visual. It's 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, we didn't have these kinds of options. You couldn't just, it almost feels like having a label these days. Without being friends with anyone, you can be a one-man army because there are so many, up and coming businesses and platforms like this that just stand next to us and help pull us up, and we don't know what to do next. Eventually you reach a wall of just I just did everything that I thought I could do, and right when you feel like you reach that wall, something else kind of pops up for you, and it's really dope. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
That's why now it's more important than ever because of the copyright, the whole copyright fiasco going on, to have artists like yourself, very, very inspiring, very motivated, to partner with platforms like us to push the movement up and actually stop being underdogs and take over, essentially,
Yeah. It really is changing. I feel like it's Wild Wild West for the music industry right now, because the way that it was just really just kind of crashed and burned, and with a quickness, and we're really just trailblazing this, and just we're kind of building it to what we want it to be now, which is, it's badass.
Badass sound. I love that.
So, Kaitlyn, you have a pledge campaign coming out for your upcoming album, The Orphanage.
It started out as an EP. There was released through Pledge Music. It's really cool. It's another dope platform for unsigned and even signed artists alike to raise money to create something the way they want to create it without other people having their hands in it necessarily. But so it started out as an EP, but it's definitely a full length now. With some of my older songs that were never released, and then a bunch of all the brand new ones are being added as they're being finished. You can buy all kinds of cool packages here, whether it's handwritten lyric sheets or drinks and margaritas and tacos or a home concert even, down to the CD and T-shirt. So but it's a really dope way of making the album happen.
That sounds so sick. And where can people reach you on your social medias?
So on my social media, you can find me at facebook.com/Kaitlyn Gold Music. Twitter and Instagram are both at Miss Kaitlyn Gold. That's MSKAITLYN Gold. And Reverb Nation Kaitlyn Gold. I think I'm the only Kaitlyn Gold, actually. I picked that one properly. Gold is not my real last name. And then Pledge Music as well, pledgemusic.com/project/Kaitlyn Gold. So Kaitlyn Gold.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Kaitlyn, for being part of our podcast. We wish you the best from Cascade FM, and hopefully when you come to New York in April, we'd love to say hi and chat a bit.
And keep inspiring. You are the future of the movement, so keep going at it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. It's an absolute pleasure.
All right. Thanks again. We'll be in touch soon, and best of luck with everything, Kaitlyn.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
Rock on.
Bye.
Why do we hold so tightly when we don't touch and we don't speak?